and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work.
Thank you very much. That's really...
Right, Marcus has trumped us all. We were all about to say, oh gosh, it's so hot here, it's really hot. It's 32.3 degrees Celsius inside shed quarters today. Outside it's not quite that hot, but it's still very warm. But Marcus Holmes pops up and says, oh, it's 95 degrees Fahrenheit here in Virginia. 95. So what's that in UK money? Anyway, it's hot. 95 is hot. Actually, it probably is about 32, isn't it? 95 is probably 32-ish. Anyway, hello. Yes, I am streaming, Jeff. I'm on YouTube. YouTube only, Jeff. So, yeah, we're on YouTube. Hello, Sarah Jacobson. Hello, Amy Green. Hello, Tina Beard. Hello, Kevin DeLuca, Trev Wilson, Clive Finnemore. Who else is on? I've said Tina Beard. Hello everyone watching on YouTube, everyone taking part. We are doing the Queen's Platinum Jubilee London Loop at 9 kilometers per hour, and we're doing 10k, and we are off. So yeah, we've got Jeff Partridge, Kevin DeLuca, Carol Rushworth, Amy Green, Paul Hayward, Tina Beard, Sarah Jacobson, Marcus Holmes, Clive Finnimore, Beth, Trev Wilson and Yoko. I don't know if we've only got anyone. I don't know if we've got anyone else lower down on the list. I don't think so. So that's everyone. I'm looking forward to pizza when I finish this. Victoria is sitting eating pizza just over to my left on the sofa, lauding it large in the sunshine. Whilst I run, she is messaging you all on YouTube. Beth says, good evening all, I'm breaking my no evening running rule to join you. Thank you, Beth. Is that because your name is Elizabeth? Question mark. Are you secretly the Queen? Come to run with us. So we're just running up to not Windsor Castle. What am I talking about? The Tower of London. No doubt we'll get to Buckingham Palace before the end of the run. Beth swears blind she isn't the Queen. Paul Hayward has just had vegan spinach and mushroom rolls. Very nice. Only the true Queen would deny her monarchy. If you don't know where that's from, Monty Python. Only the true God, only the true Messiah would deny his divinity. Something like that, isn't it? So we've got about 1 hour and 5 minutes running. Sarah Jacobson's already been to the ladies' room. Update on the vegan spinach and mushroom rolls. Paul Hayward had 6 of them. Beth says, I just wanted to meet some of Clive's non-lunchtime running friends. It's a pleasure to run with you all. Thank you, Beth. That's very kind of you. Well, it's lovely to run with you too, Beth. Even though you secretly are the Queen. Big news, Sarah. Thanks. Oh, no, hang on a minute. Right now, Sarah Jacobson says Beth is my middle name. Is it Beth or is it Elizabeth, your middle name? And are you now saying that you're the Queen? Because I'm not having a fight. Right, Tina Beard's middle name is Elizabeth. For goodness sake. Everyone is running royalty. Jeff Partridge is saying, who's actually met the Queen? I've never met the Queen. I have never met the Queen. In fact, I've never officially met any member of the royal family. I've been very close to a couple of them. Tina is the Zwift Queen. Says Clive, just like Diana is a Zwift princess. I have never met the Queen. So we're running through the London course and we're headed towards Buckingham Palace. Marcus Holmes says, I haven't seen Queen in concert. At 96 years old, I don't imagine she plays many gigs these days. I hear she was pretty good on lead guitar though. Victoria says she wishes she'd seen Queen in concert. Paul Hayward says, I support Queen's Park Rangers. Does that count? Apparently yes it does, says Victoria. Yes, it does count. Not in our lifetime. Sarah Jacobs says that was a great dad joke, Stephen. Thank you very much. I pride myself on decent dad jokes. You may have noticed I have altered the exposure of camera 4, so we are now a little bit better exposed, not so dark as we were. So hello camera 4. Now don't start saying it looks overexposed or I'll have your guts for garters. Although it does look a bit overexposed, doesn't it? Shut up. Don't say anything. Oh, I've seen The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. Ooh, yes, I've seen The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. Kevin DeLuca says, I hope to see Stephen's Platinum Jubilee on Zwift. Is that what you call it? I am not showing my Platinum Jubilee to anyone. Oh dear. Yeah, you keep your dirty thoughts to yourself, Kevin DeLuca. Tina's falling off her treadmill. Well, it's very rude to ask, isn't it? So for the cyclists, this is quite a steep little climb, this. That's all right, Kevin. You're forgiven. Marcus Holmes says this stream is being censored in several countries now. Marcus, are you up for doing a double live stream when you come to visit? Question mark. I'm going to try and get Marcus to do a live stream with me when he comes to England in July. Oh, right. Victoria says she thinks Marcus would rather do a double stream with her. Sarah Jacobson has almost caught up with us. Yeah, Tina says that's why we're not on Facebook anymore. They've had enough of us. Yes, I didn't want to say anything because I'm embarrassed. But Facebook had simply had enough of us. Because I'm in Barasset, What the heck? Because I'm embarrassed. The big question is, do we do Stephen and Marcus or Victoria and Marcus? Vote down below, please. Listen, if the majority speaks and they want Victoria and Marcus, I will happily step aside. I could commentate. Apparently, Tina says that you're a barista now. I don't know, ridiculous. Right, Jeff Partridge says, do you need to ask? Sarah Jacobson says, Victoria and Marcus with Stephen's commentary. What, you really want me talking at you while they're running? Yeah, we could do that, I suppose. What if I need to get some running miles in, though? Kevin DeLuca says, Victoria and Marcus with Stephen running outside. Trev Wilson says, Victoria. Marcus says this vote isn't going to be close. Somehow I knew I shouldn't have asked. Oh dear. We're only a mile in. And the abuse has started already. He says that Paul Hayward says we won't need a recount. By the way, I apologise that the avatars are all flashing, aren't they? I don't know what that's about. When I was loading up Zwift, I noticed it happening, and I restarted Zwift, but it's still happening. Kevin DeLuca says, I can count some votes for Stephen if you need some help. Tina is now choking with laughter. Yeah, Beth, the Beacon group are running at 9 kilometres an hour. Marcus has offered to run donuts around the back garden. Marcus, our back garden isn't big enough for donuts. You'll have to do polo mints. Do you have polo mints in the States? So mints with a hole in the middle, do you have them? Sarah Jacobson? Sorry? Peppermints. Are they peppermints? Tina Beard reckons Marcus would melt the fake grass, or with his speed. Michael Richter, hello. Michael Richter's on board. Burning donuts, yeah. Rubber soles on his shoes. Yeah, so Kevin DeLuca says Victoria and Marcus on the treadmill with Stephen running in the garden behind. Okay, that's a possibility. And Sarah Jacobson says they're called lifesavers here in the US. So apparently in the USA, polo mints are called lifesavers. Who knew? Paul Hayward, Stephen in the paddling pool behind. Well, we haven't got the paddling pool anymore. We'll have to buy a new paddling pool. Last year's paddling pool had a hole in it for a long time, and the water kept leaking out. And sorry, not the water, the air. The air kept leaking out. So we eventually just got rid of it. So we'll have to buy a new paddling pool for the back garden. We could do, after our run, the three of us could get in the paddling pool and do a live stream chat from the paddling pool. Kai Finnemore says, I haven't had a polo for years. Do they still exist? I'm sure they do. Right, let's look it up then. Okay, let's get rid of Zwift for a minute. Oh, it's not typing. Come on. Oh, I've got to accept. Oh dear, I hate all that. Right, here we go. So that's what polo mints look like in the UK. So they are literally just a round mint with a hole in the middle. So they're called lifesavers. Let's look up lifesavers then. There we go, lifesaver mints. Look at that. In a bag. They look exactly like polos. It looks like they're in a bag rather than a tube. Well, that's what I've got here. Yeah. Look at that. How exciting. Oh, and they come in different flavours. Yes, much like polos, in fact. Ah, no, look, you can get them in a tube, in a blue tube there. But you can also get them in different flavours. But I think you can get polo mints in, like, fruity flavours as well. John Freeze says, this show is so educational. Mints, etc. Running later, so just spectating. No problem, John. Yeah, well, we do like to entertain and educate on this show. And of course, now, do we all remember Starburst? What did Starburst used to be called in the UK? Do you all remember? Victoria, do you remember what Starburst used to be called in the UK? Yes. Opal fruits. So when I was young, I used to think they were called Opral fruits. So O-P-R-A-L, Opral fruits. I never realised for many, many years that they were actually opal fruits, opal fruits. And then they had their name changed to Starburst. Well, there you go. Right. I suppose people... Opal fruit, there we go. Sarah Jacobson loves Starburst. Tic Tac is a candy name in France. I don't know if you have the same in the USA. Jeff Partridge says, how can you have a fruity mint? Outrageous. Opal fruits made to make your mouth water. See, that came from the brain of a 10-year-old. See, adverts, honestly, a good advert will stay with you for decades. Opal fruits made to make your mouth water. Very good. Any other... Right, we're back onto adverts from the 1980s when we were children. Because as we know, everyone who runs on Zwift is middle-aged and going through that midlife crisis. So we were all kids in the 80s. When was the last time you saw somebody aged 20-something running on Zwift? Doesn't happen. We're all old. So... Clive says they don't make adverts like they used to. We're 2.5k in, by the way, celebrating 70 years of Her Majesty on the throne. That is not how long Victoria spent on the toilet earlier this afternoon. It is the Queen of England. She's not looking. Kevin DeLuca says, you talk about yourself, Stephen. I know, alright, maybe it's just me then. Just me. Okay, straw poll. Hands up if you are 20-something. Question mark. Paul Hayward still has his silver Jubilee mug. That was 25 years on the throne. So does Tina Beard. Sarah Jacobson is forever 20-something. Clive Finnimore has a golden Jubilee service medal. What, 50 years in the boat service? Beth says she feels like a stalker with 2 YouTube celebrities in one run. Just, Beth, we're just old friends. That's all we are. Marcus Holmes says, does double 20-something count? Yes, it does. Kevin DeLuca says he's 18 years old according to his watch. Yes, what does your Garmin age say? Garmin fitness age. Not garment age, Garmin age. I think my Garmin age puts me at 41 or 40 something. Right, so Clive Finnemore's Garmin age is 38. I can't remember what mine is. I think it's 40 something. I'm scared to say whether it's 41 or 49. I can't remember where you look for it now either. VO2 max is currently 55 on my watch, so that's all right, isn't it? Kevin DeLuca says his is 18. I do not believe you for 1 second, Kevin. I don't know where to look. I mean, I know I'm an ambassador for Garmin, but I don't actually know where to look for my Garmin fitness age on my watch. I can't work it out. Clive Finnemore's is one better than mine. I'm 55, Clive is 56. Damn it. 3 kilometres in, 7 to go. Right, Jeff Partridge's Garmin age is the same as his real age. So, Jeff, your Garmin age is 75, yes? Question mark. Beth says, the only thing my Garmin's good at telling me is that I'm being unproductive. Yeah, we all get that, Beth. Same, Beth. We all get that. Right, Jeff says no, his VO2 max is 75. Kevin DeLuca has gone one better than Clive. 57 VO2 max for Kevin, 56 for Clive, 55 for me. Tina says, I hardly wear my Garmin, so it has no opinion. That's probably best left as it is, I guess. So Victoria's VO2 max was 55 when she was in marathon training, but it has gone down now. We are all superior, Clive. I don't know why it keeps changing Clive to Doctor. Why does it do that? Sarah Jacobson has no idea what her VO2 max is. It's probably better you don't look, Sarah! Exclamation mark. She left that one open for me. I couldn't resist that one. Yeah, what is it? Why does it change Clive to Doctor? They don't even sound the same when you say it into the iPhone. It's weird. It does it so regularly. Eyes right at Admiralty Arch, says Jeff Partridge. Do we have to salute, Jeff? Question mark. I'm quite happy to salute if it's required. If I do eyes right, that means I'm looking at the wall. I never do eyes right. Can I do eyes left instead? Then I can see chat. Oh, yes, sir. I am sorry. You're not entitled to salute, says Jeff. Oh, very sorry, sir. Shall I just go and peel some potatoes in the mess? Question mark. Tina Beard says, I'm on camera 7. Where do my eyes go? I've no idea, Tina. I think I want my eyes to look left. That's where I'd prefer. That helps me out enormously. Eyes right does nothing for me. I'll just fall off the treadmill. Oh, apparently you peel spuds in the galley, not the mess. I'm not talking about the official mess with a capital M. I'm just talking about the mess that I've made. Do you want me to just peel some potatoes in the mess that I've made? We nearly had a bit of a disaster this afternoon talking about mess. Somebody who shall remain nameless, and it wasn't me, spilt paint, white paint, on the fake grass. And there was lots of merriment with turpentine for a good half an hour, scrubbing the fake grass to get the paint off. Sarah Jacobson says, when the family and I were in London, we pretty much walked the London Classic route. I do actually have a video of me running the London loop, which I should really edit. I have it from about 2 years ago, and I never did anything with it. And I really should edit it and put it up, because I've got a video of me running it on Zwift and a video of me running in real life. Paul Hayward says we could have just created a football pitch by smearing the white paint into lines on the pitch. Sarah Jacobson reckons it was me and I should just admit it. 6k to go in our Platinum Jubilee run, 10k around London. And we are currently heading towards Big Ben, the Houses of Parliament. We'll be passing 10 Downing Street in a minute, although it isn't actually represented on Zwift. And then we'll be heading towards Buckingham Palace. Well, we're heading towards Buckingham Palace now, but there are things to pass first. I'm imagining that statue there, with a cyclist on, is representation of the cenotaph in London. So when they do the 11th of November commemorations, that's where the Queen lays a wreath outside the cenotaph, the tomb of the unknown soldier. this one, probably this one here. So 10 Downing Street is probably just, in real life, 10 Downing Street is just here. We're just probably passing it now. Hang on, you can't see that, can you? So that's the side of the road that we're looking at now. 10 Downing Street is on the other side of the road. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, hello. Nice to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. Oh, there's the cenotaph. Sorry. Right, that monument there that you can see, that is the cenotaph. So yeah, so 10 Downing Street is just a bit further on here. Like I say, it isn't actually on Zwift. And as far as I'm aware, Big Ben is still... Oh, now, hang on a minute. Now, is that the cenotaph? How many blooming monuments are there on this street? That must be the cenotaph. Oh, for goodness sake. One of these is the cenotaph, for crying out loud. As far as I'm aware, Big Ben is still covered in scaffolding. I don't know when it's due to be finished, but they are doing a total renovation of the whole outside of Big Ben. Or not the Big Ben is actually the bell, not the tower. I'm sure you all know that. But they've taken each individual section of the clock face and they've cleaned it and renewed it or replaced it. So when it's finished, it will be sparkling. All right, Beth has been talking about air conditioning, has she? Sorry, I've missed that in my waffling. This is Beth's first summer with a treadmill, she says, so she needs to invest in a fan, or a second fan, to help with cooling. Marcus reckons Stephen would make a great tour guide. Yeah, lots of monuments in Horse Guards Parade, says Jeff, yeah. Well, there certainly are. One of these, for crying out loud. That's what I would say on my tour. I would do a very unique tour of London. Okay, so this is the Houses of Parliament on the left. And then you've got Westminster Abbey as well. On the other side of the road. And you've got Westminster Central Hall there as well, all in that square. Those are very famous buildings. So on the right there is Westminster Abbey, on the left is the Houses of Parliament. Beth says putting the treadmill in the conservatory was a big mistake, and yes, Clive knows all about that. Clive used to have his treadmill in the conservatory. It was a bit warm in there, wasn't it, at times? But it made easy access to the garden to collect all his animals to show us on the video 5k. So we are coming up to halfway now. There we are, 5k done, and 5k to go. Although it says 5.1k here, so maybe the route we're doing is slightly longer than 10k. I could live with that, Marcus. I could live with that. Oh, you can see the London Eye just behind us. Well, you could. Camera angle's changed now. And would this be whilst walking around Richmond, Virginia? Question mark. No. Marcus is pointing out Greenwich Village. And whilst walking around Richmond, Virginia. All roads lead to everywhere, says Paul Hayward. Richmond, apparently, Marcus can do somewhat accurately. Okay. I can do Worthing quite accurately, but there's not a lot of Paul for that. To be fair, I'm not too bad at London. I'm in the ballpark. Show me the way to an armadillo. Yeah, well done, Beth. And we also have Yoko, who's a couple of minutes behind. How are you doing, Yoko? Question mark. Right, this is a good view across the river here. So if we get low down, we should be able to see the London Eye as we cross over the bridge. Don't ask me what bridge it is. It's not Westminster Bridge, because that's the next one along. What's the one along from Westminster Bridge? Guys, do you ever watch, some of you may know, Map Men on YouTube? Really interesting documentary on why there are no bridges across the Thames after Tower Bridge. So, apart from, of course, the Queen Elizabeth Bridge, but that's right at the mouth. But in general, there are no bridges east of Tower Bridge, but there are loads of bridges west of Tower Bridge. And Tower Bridge itself was nearly not built. And there's a very interesting documentary by the Map Men on YouTube as to why that is. Fascinating watch. Map Men are great. Really, really good videos. Very entertaining, very funny, but also very educational. Oh, that's right. Hang on a minute. Let me just let's turn the camera angles off, because that's spoiling it. There you go. There they are. That's the Map Men. How many continents are there? Why do maps show places that don't exist? English counties explained. Jeff Partridge, you may want to watch that one. I think I've talked about the Map Men before, actually. But they are great. They're really good. Who owns the South China Sea? Why is there a blank space in the middle in this map of East Berlin? The India-Bangladesh border, the world's worst border. Brilliant, brilliant videos. Must watch. Anyway, there we are. Right, we're going under the tunnel and we are heading to the Surrey Hills now. Off to Box Hill. Is that said sarcastically, Sarah? I sense sarcasm in your voice, Sarah. Is it just me that's interested in that kind of rubbish then? 6 kilometres done, 4.1 to go. Tina tuned out some minutes ago. Oh right, Sarah does genuinely like that kind of stuff. I could go on about maps for ages. I love them. Not Max, maps. I'm not bothered about Max, whoever he is. Oh, not with an apostrophe either. I noticed Jeff Partridge is keeping quiet. And Tina Beard, who thinks she lives in Somerset. Oh, the GeoGuessr guy. I haven't seen the GeoGuessr guy. No, Marcus. You'll have to tell me about that one. I'll look him up. I do enjoy me a bit of the slow-mo guys as well. Sarah Jacobson says, for your information, this is my first 10k longest run since recovering from COVID. Good on you, Sarah, well done. That's good work, Sarah. GeoGuessr is that they give you a random place in the world on a map, on Google Maps, and you have to guess where it is. Oh my God. Okay. The guy gets it within meters sometimes. Oh my God. That is impressive stuff. Well, you know the game Wordle? I play a map version of that called Global, which is good. You have to basically guess the country. So you put a random country in, and it says your guess is X number of miles or kilometers away from the correct answer. So you then have to work out, well, what country, say you've guessed Italy, and it says you're 4,000 miles out, so then you have to work out what countries are within a 4,000 mile radius of Italy. Tina Beard says this is her first time past 5k since the green light in January. Is it that long ago that you had your operation? No, that's not right. I must have read that wrong. I've read that wrong, haven't I? So we're into kilometre number 7. In fact, we're not far off kilometre number 8 now, 6.6 kilometres in. Carol Rushworth is quiet tonight. Are you just earwigging on everybody else's conversation, Carol? Wow, February. Gosh, it was that long ago. Wow. So at this speed, we've got about 20 minutes to go, 21 minutes to go of our run. 3.5 kilometres left. Yeah, Jeff Partridge says, well done, Amy, on entering the Beachy Head Marathon. Yes, fantastic, Amy. So we've got a nice little crowd going to the Beachy Head Marathon in October. Anyone is more than welcome to come along. Clive says he loved Amy's unveiling video. Yeah, it was really good. Amy thinks it's already a massive mistake. Amy, you'll be absolutely fine. Amy, you will be absolutely fine. If you are really tired, Jeff will give you a fireman's lift over the Seven Sisters at the end. Yeah. So one of the big features of the Beachy Head Marathon is the hills at the end. So when you get to 20 miles in, the last 6 miles are over some very famous cliffs called the Seven Sisters, 7 rolling hills. They're not huge hills, but they're big enough to sap your legs at 20 miles in for the last 6 miles of your run. And that's where you'll see the Beachy Head Lighthouse if you go a little bit nearer to the edge of the cliff. The actual run route, if you follow the run route exactly, you won't see the Beachy Head Lighthouse. So you need to kind of go off the route a little bit, slightly closer to the edge of the cliff, where you will see the Beachy Head Lighthouse. But it's a beautiful marathon, and if you're not too tired, the last 6 miles are the most beautiful. And in fact, yeah, why not? Let's have a little look at that as well. Hang on a minute. Yeah, it also depends a little bit on the weather. All right, what's Carol saying? Hang on a minute. Carol's just piped up. Oh, Carol says, I have a different setup and your timing is out, which is why I'm not saying very much. Oh, okay. That's a bit annoying, Carol. Okay, let's have a look. So if we go back up here and we'll type in Beachy Head. In case you've never been to Beachy Head before, so this is what you'll see. Do you know what? That looks like one of my pictures. It isn't, though. I don't think it is. No, it isn't. Oh, and I've just clicked on suicide spot. Ha! Okay, forget the fact that this is a famous suicide spot as well. So that is Beachy Head Lighthouse there. So you'll be running over the cliff here, up over this path here that you can just see. Here's another shot. I suppose everyone's taken these photos. This is why they look like photos I've taken, because everyone else has taken exactly the same photos as well. So that's Beachy Head. Now if we type in Seven Sisters, if we look for Seven Sisters, oh look. I want a whole view of all the Seven Sisters. Oh right, that's another lighthouse. That's called Bell 2 Lighthouse. Very famous lighthouse that they moved from the edge of the cliff. So about 20 years ago, that lighthouse was a bit nearer the edge of the cliff up here. And there was a huge operation to actually physically move the whole thing further down the cliff away to keep it safe for another few years. And there's another view of it from the distance. By the way, while I'm doing this, I can't see any of your chat, so I've no idea what you're saying. Let's just type in Seven Sisters. See that, so we can see a view of all the hills. Right, there you go. So that's the classic view of the Seven Sisters Hills. You can probably count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably missed a couple out. There's probably a couple in there somewhere. There we go, anyway. So that's the Seven Sisters, and you will climb up this hill here and go all the way along those hills, all the way up there, and then all the way down into Eastbourne. Probably the first hill is probably the toughest, yeah. Yeah. Marcus Holmes says, did I tune into a lighthouse documentary? You may well have done, yes. And now it's raining on the Surrey Hills. My feet are all right now, Tina, actually. It was only yesterday in that one event, in the Film My Run 500, that my feet hurt. They didn't hurt this morning. They're not hurting now. I don't understand it, really. John S. says, have a great run all. Thank you very much, John. Is that John Shaw? Might be John Shaw. Thank you, John. Kevin DeLuca says, Stephen's stream has been hacked by National Geographic. Do you know what? When I was a photographer, trying to earn money as a photographer, honestly, I would have killed to just get one job with National Geographic. I've got a friend I say a friend on Facebook, somebody I know on Facebook, who regularly travels out to Nepal, to all sorts of places on assignments to take photographs for magazines like National Geographic. Amazing. What a lifestyle. I mean, you couldn't have a family, could you, really? If you're on your own and you just constantly were travelling away, taking photographs of amazing places. Yeah, wow, what a job. Anyway, there we are. Ended up taking photos of weddings instead. We have just over 2 kilometres left of our Jubilee run. We should have talked about the Queen. We haven't talked about the Queen at all. What can we say about the Queen that hasn't already been said in 96 years? Ocean Blue has joined us on YouTube, says, I ran my first marathon last Sunday and got 4 hours and 7 minutes. Is that a good time or a bad time? I would say that's a very good time, Ocean. But obviously it depends what you're comparing it to. So, the world record for a marathon is pretty much 2 hours. So, unofficially, it's 1 hour 59 because Kipchoge ran an unofficial marathon time of 1 hour 59. But the official world record is about 2 hours and 1 minute. So that's the world record. However, if you're starting out running marathons, then 4 hours is a really good time to try and aim for. Most runners, club runners, new runners learning the marathon, 4 hours is a very decent time to aim for on a marathon. Sarah Jacobson says any marathon time is a good marathon time. Yeah, couldn't agree more with that. Kevin DeLuca says the world record is 2 hours, 1 minute and 9 seconds for a marathon. Yeah, Clive says, nice one. 4 hours and 7 minutes is a very good time for your first marathon. Absolutely, couldn't agree more with that as well. But Clive also says finishing is the main objective. Certainly for your first marathon, finishing should be your main objective. And then a time goal after that if you want. We have 12 minutes to go. Just under 2 kilometres left. And we're now running down Fox Hill in the Surrey Hills. And unfortunately, we haven't actually passed Buckingham Palace, have we? We turned a different route. So we didn't get to Buckingham Palace, which is a shame, but never mind.
Ride on!
Thank you, Carol, for the ride on. I suppose actually would be a good idea to drop some ride-ons on everyone else, wouldn't it? It's only right. So Kevin has 800 metres to go. Jeff Partridge has 800 metres to go. Marcus has about 1.5, just under 1.5 kilometres left. Beth is just up there as well. Amy Green, well done, Amy. Clive Finnimore. Tina Beard is very pleased that she's still in zone 2. Sarah Jacobson is there. Trev Wilson, well done, Trev. Paul Haywood. Some guy called Stephen. Carol Rushworth. And there's Yoko just behind as well. Well done, Yoko. Now, why am I so far? Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just at the back. That's all right. I thought it looked like, for a minute, it looked like I was miles behind everyone. Not that far behind. I mean, marathon times are all relative, aren't they? For some people, finishing a marathon in under 5 hours would be an absolute dream goal. For some people, finishing a marathon in 2.5 hours would be a dream goal. So it's all relative. Whatever you can do, and you can only compete against yourself and beat your previous time. If that's something you're interested in doing, getting a better time for the marathon, then just compete against yourself. Try and improve your time. Don't worry about what other people are doing, because there will always be people faster than you, and there will always be people slower than you. And the game is to try and improve yourself relative to what you've done before. Of course, if you want to see videos of running the Beachy Head Marathon, I have done plenty of those. I think I've got about three Beachy Head. Did I say Paris? I meant Beachy Head. I've got 3 Beachy Head videos on the Film My Run channel. If you want to go and search for those and have a look at what it's like to run the Beachy Head Marathon, because quite a few of us now in this group are running Beachy Head. And if you can get a handle on it, Beachy Head actually can be quite a quick marathon, because the ground, although it's hilly, it's very good ground. You won't get very much mud. You won't get very much difficult terrain. It's all nice, soft, mostly nice, soft grass to run on, and it can be done fairly quickly. Kevin DeLuca says, well done, guys. He says, thanks for the company to Jeff. Jeff and Kev have been running together. Well done, Jeff and Kev. Jeff and Kev sound like a children's entertainment company. Jeff Partridge says, I wish I'd never started him on Beachy Head now. Sarah says, nice job, Kevin and Jeff. Jeff could be the grumpy clown in the children's entertainment group. Kevin could act like Charlie Chaplin. Somebody said, I think you should scrap the no running rule in the evening, Beth. Tina says, I think you should scrap the no running in the evening rule. Yoko is at 8.5 kilometres now, so she's only got 1.5 kilometres to go. We are just on 9 kilometres. Jeff says, that's it, cousins, I'm off. Lovely to spend a few miles with you, as always, Mr. Partridge. It's night time in the Surrey Hills now. Oh, Sarah Jacobson. Hashtag random thoughts. What is the worst? It's when you have an itch on your knee when running on the treadmill. Yeah, it's all you can do to kind of reach down and give it a quick scratch before the next foot strike. I know exactly what you're talking about, Sarah. 1 kilometre to go. And I am looking forward to pizza. What is everybody's favourite pizza flavour? If anyone says ham... No, sorry, if anyone says pineapple and ham, then they are immediately banned from Zwift. What is your favourite pizza flavour? What am I having, Victoria? Apparently I've got pepperoni. But it's not homemade pepperoni pizza. Right, Clive Finnimore is banned. Amy Green is banned. Right, Tina is anchovy, caper and pepperoni. Oh my god. Paul Hayward, spinach and mushroom. Clive Finnimore likes a Hawaiian dream. Oh, blimey. Marcus Holmes likes squid, anchovy, ham and pineapple. Marcus is double banned. Sarah Jacobs says, you're expecting homemade pizza now. Hey, listen, Victoria very often does very good homemade pizza. I'm not insulting her pizzas. We've just got shop-bought pizzas today, that's all. Beth, talking about itchy knees. She said, I had that the other day, tried lifting my knee to scratch and knocked it on the emergency stop cord. Never again. Oh, that is true. Right, Marcus says, you can't ban me. I have half of all the miles ever run on Zwift. This is true. Good point. Well made, Marcus. Full stop. If we ban you, then half the running miles will disappear from Zwift. Sarah Jacobson says, I am very protective of Victoria, as you can tell. Oh, and Victoria says, yes, we're friends. I see. I literally don't know what to say. I'm blown away with offence and hurt. And Tina Bean says your shiny new members can't be banned either. Oh no! I have totally backed myself into a corner here, haven't I? Well, look, all I can say is pineapple on a pizza is the work of the devil, and you should all be ashamed of yourselves. You know, not only have you let Zwift down, you've let me down, you've let the Zwift community down, but you've let yourselves down. Right, Sarah Jacobs is now trying to get out of it by saying that I tease you with love. I'm not buying it, Sarah. I'm not buying it. You know, you're just sticking with the woman in my life, aren't you? The girls stick together. I know it's true. Clive is trying to justify pineapple on a pizza by saying it's good to eat fruit. It's healthy to eat fruit like chocolate orange, he says. And fruit pastels, says Paul Hayward. Are you saying that white chocolate cookies don't count as fruit? Question mark. Okay, Trev Wilson is literally ordering a mighty meaty pizza now, he says. As we come to the end, 1 hour and 6 minutes of running done. Clive says, well done, everyone. Awesome work. Beth says, thank you, everyone. It was wonderful to have a chance to run with you all. Clive says, thanks for joining tonight. Amy says, well done, all. Have a good weekend, everyone. Yeah, so bank holiday weekend here in the UK. Not a lot going on. Everything's shut down. It's like a mini COVID lockdown this weekend here in the UK. God save the Queen. Two institutions I step away from most of the time. So, but God save the Queen, fair enough. Just for this once, just today, we'll say okay. Just coming to the end. Well, apart from all the street parties, that is true, yes. Paul. Not a lot going on in the country apart from street parties. Cheers all and bye-bye, says Clive. Just coming to the finish line. There we go. And we are all done. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thanks for taking part, if you took part. Thank you for running with us. Well done to everyone who ran today. Good job, all. Yoko's still just got 200, 300 metres to go. So let's just see Yoko across the line, because it's nice to do so. Well done, everyone. Thanks for joining. Right. How do we turn round? That's it. Right. No, hang on a minute. 0. And then we'll just move like that. Right, so Yoko is about 200 metres away, so we'll just keep the camera angle here and we'll cheer Yoko across the line. Well done, Yoko. Keep coming to the end. Marcus is running donuts, waiting for Yoko to come in. Here she comes. just behind us here, coming up to the finish line. Well done, Yoko, fantastic. There she is, well done, Yoko. Good effort. Paul Haywood says, enjoy the pizza, whatever the topping. Tina Beard says, that was so much fun. Clive says, see you next time. So thank you very much, everyone. Again, apologies for the flashing avatars. I don't know what's happening there. That's a bit weird. I hope it didn't distract too much. I did try and move away from Zwift a few times to go and look at things on the internet, so I hope that distracted you from the flashing avatars. But we're off and we will be back. Possibly not until Monday. Let's see what happens. I need to do a long run tomorrow, so I need to do about 25 to 30k tomorrow in the morning. And then we've got friends coming tomorrow afternoon, so I may not run on Zwift tomorrow, and we'll have the weekend off. So it probably will be Monday that we'll be back. But I'll let everyone know if we are doing something tomorrow evening here on Zwift. So until then, take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. If you're going out anywhere, if you're enjoying the Jubilee celebrations, have a great time, and we'll see you on Monday. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.